The Dinner Table Detective is by far the worst anime that I have seen from the spring anime season. But before I get into it and tear this anime a new one, let me give you a little bit of the premise. We have our main character Reiko, who is the daughter from a rich conglomerate, but she likes to do her dream of becoming a detective, which a surprisingly was approved by her father, where she does her detective work, this being a murder mystery anime, where she does take her job seriously. The only problem with her is that she is clearly a newbie because throughout the anime she does make very rookie mistakes, but at least takes her job seriously, contrary to her superior, who is a complete buffoon of a moron, whose name I'm not going to even try to pronounce because I'm not going to get it right. I'm just saying. But yes, he's a complete moron. He's supposed to be the comedic relief character, but he is not funny. And I am just surprised that he even got the position that he's in, because he is was with the amount of mistakes and the amount of complete idiocy that he does throughout the episodes. I'm surprised that he is not immediately fired, going out to the press, and apologizing, stepping down from his position. The only thing that I can think to myself, and this is a personal theory, is that he being the son of a rich family, his family owning a car manufacturing company, and he comes from money. He might have used his money or connection to get the position, because that's the only thing that I can think to myself, how he even managed to climb the ranks. So yes. Now we also have another character with being Kageyama, who is Reiko's butler, and he is the actual detective of this anime. He is the one that in every and the ending of every case or every episode, he is the one that solved the case. When it comes to Reiko and the idiot, collecting the information, taking statement from different suspects, and then Reiko talks to her, the butler Kageyama, and Kageyama, after hearing all of the information, he always insults her, saying, "Okay, are you an idiot? Are you a moron? Anybody with a brain will solve this case easily." And she always get angry, always make wacky expressions, but hey, it's something that happens. And Kageyama at the end of the episode, or the case always solves it. So that's mostly the formula for all 12 episodes. Reiko and the idiot collect the information, and Kageyama is the one by the end of it who's the one who solves it. And that's all good and dandy. The only thing that I can say is that Kageyama, out of the three main characters, Kageyama is the one that is far the more interesting character, that is more interesting, actually has a couple of good comedic timing, even though that he always have the same facial expression, serious facial expression, but he always managed to say something, or with body language do something funny that actually quite amusing. But the biggest problem is that even though that he is the most interesting character from the anime, he is the one that received the least amount of screen time, because the grand majority of the episode is Reiko and the alien collecting the information, and only like in the last 5 minutes of the episode is where Kageyama says the information to solve the case, and the whole formula, like I said before. So yes, it's very sad that Kageyama, the most interesting character, got the least amount of screen time. I To me, you can completely erase the idiot detective, because he doesn't contribute anything to the solving of the cases. He doesn't contribute anything. He once in a while says something smart, but he always follow it by saying 20 different idiotic things. So yes, you can pretty much write him out and you're not going to miss anything, and put Kageyama in a more prominent role, like let's say like Netflix, Lucifer, where Lucifer is a paid consultant. Make Kageyama something like that, a consultant to detect the detective, and this anime would be so much better for it. But that's just my personal opinion. Now, when it comes to Reiko, I there's one thing that I want to say more about her is in the first episode, you see her wearing a beautiful red dress to a wedding. And that's fine at all. But in later episodes, where she's just chillaxing in her mansion, eating dinner and such, she is wearing the same red dress. And, and in other animes, you have the same thing where you have the main character or group of characters using the same clothes throughout the entire series. That's not a problem. I'm not complaining about that. But when it comes to Reiko using the same dress, my personal problem is that it was a wedding. Usually, when you attend in other animes, when you attend a special events like a wedding, a fancy dinner or something, they do change their clothes and wear their let's say Sunday best. So to me, it was just so weird of seeing her wearing the same dress, the red dress that she wore in a wedding, in her casual wear in the later episodes. So it just something that I just wanted to say. And now let me tear this anime a new one, like I said in the beginning. Let's start with the anime. No, let's start with the writing. The writing in this anime insults your intelligence, because there's many of the cases, there are many times where you're thinking to yourself, okay, I know that there's some mysteries that are catered so that you the viewer solve it alongside the main character, but there's a point where you just get too babyish. I tried to hold her hand, because there was one episode where the main character Reiko is thinking to herself, okay, how can somebody, a woman, change her height throughout the day? Because in the beginning of the day, one of the suspects said that she was 150 centimeter, and another suspect in the later half of this day said that the suspect was somebody who was 170 centimeters. And I am thinking to myself, okay, you're a woman. You're supposed to know these things. There's so many ways that a woman can change her height. High heels, platform shoes, different types of footwear. And I was just so dumbfounded that she did not realize something so obvious. And none of the mysteries presented throughout the anime, none of them actually gave me any, none of them impressed me all that much. Not all of them held you by the hand like a baby child, but some of them just weren't all that interesting. None of them go make me think, oh my goodness, the how genius of the criminal trying to get away with it, doing the crime in this particular way. No, none of them impressed me. Now, the other thing that I also want to talk about is the animation. The animation in this anime, honestly, there were a couple of, I won't say errors. I will mostly say that many episodes, many scenes, they just got a little bit lazy with the animation. That's the most that I can say. I can articulate in a more detailed way about my opinions when it comes to the animation. The only thing I can say is that in some scenes they just got lazy. And the other thing that I want to say is about the voice acting. Now, let me just say that I saw this anime in English dub. Now, the Japanese sub version could have been perfectly fine, but I wouldn't know. But I watched this anime in English dub, and let me just say that whoever was directing the voice actors did not believe of in doing retakes, because the main trio, Reiko, Kageyama, and the idiot detective, the three of them were mostly fine. The three of them delivered their lines well, but throughout the different episodes, different suspects, different cases, so we have a very big cast of different characters throughout every couple of episodes with different murder cases. So the when it comes to those side characters, many of them, and I do mean many of them, say their lines in a very monotone, heartless, without any passion to the voice. It just felt so off in the voices, and I many times I think to myself, okay, this surely should have been done a retake to the line, but the director who was managing the English dub did not believe in retakes. It was very baffling to me. Even there was even one episode where one of the characters was talking normally, and later on she when she said her next set of lines, she did it with an English accent, and then when she delivered again her other lines, she said it again but with the proper voice again, and nobody noticed. She obviously said it with an English accent, and they didn't think of doing a retake for that. And it was one episode where there was distortion in the voice, and I have no idea if that was placed there for comedic effect or if it was an error for the anime in the anime. To me, I can bet you right now $50 that it was an error that was left in the anime. That's the only explanation that I can think of, because it was just so obvious that nobody, well, errors do get through even though that you have multiple people checking on it, but with so many errors, with the lazy writing, lazy animation, the awful voice acting, the only thing I can say to you right now is that I am going to give this anime a score of a 3 out of 10. And yes, it very much deserved that score. I was such baffled that this got approved greenly, that there was just no quality control to this anime. It was just awful. So I'm just going to end it here. So have a good day, have a good night, wherever you're from. See you next video.